my name is Avery Lafortune, and when I took the Rwanda course, I was in the second year of my undergrad, and at the time I was studying art history, as well as the School for the Advanced Studies in the Arts and Humanities. And it was actually through that second program where I first learned about the Rwanda course. And during my time in the class, I was partnered with an organization called Caritas, and they provided educational and recreational programming for school-age children. So my role was to lead or sometimes assist with English and math classes. And sometimes we would also do other classes including arts and crafts or outdoor games and activities. Now, my experience with the course taught me many things, but one of the most valuable was certainly a sense of perspective and understanding how individuals work within these broader contexts of history and politics and social change. And I really learned this in relation not only to myself as an individual, but also with the children who I had the privilege of meeting and the local social workers who worked at Caritas full-time. Now, this understanding was very much supported by the overall structure of the course, where we got to learn about Rwanda in the classroom before experiencing it. And it was so valuable to have this background information to better understand this place that we are stepping into, as well as the significance of the things that we saw, and the responsibility of being a Westerner, an outsider, entering the space respectfully and with an awareness of the history and the repercussions of outside interference. Now, the value of an experience, it can be difficult to measure or to quantify, certainly, and it's been 5 years since I took the course, and it certainly stayed with me on a very personal level. But moreover, I would also argue that any experience that cultivates empathy and respect and understanding in the way that this course certainly did, and in the way that it's very much personified by our mentor and leader, Dr. Boyi, is truly valuable beyond measure.
Hello, my name is Jonah Hetherington, and I was part of the 2015 Rwanda Culture, Society, and Reconstruction class led by Professor Henri Boyi. 5 years later, I'm now a manager of revenue operations at Fix, a leading software company here in Toronto. Now, I often look back 5 years ago at the experiences that I had, about the learnings that I had as part of the course. And it really has shaped me to becoming really the business leader that I am today. And it comes in 3 different areas. The first of which is about making a difference. Through the course, we learn the importance about really contributing to the communities around you. And in that, in the case of the course, we were able to contribute to a group that was really underserved, really a group that went through a lot. And while you may not have the same opportunity in your life to do so again, there's always the opportunity to make a small difference to those around you, whether it's through volunteering, whether it's through lending a helping hand, whether it's through mentoring. And that's really shaped my career and how I spend my time outside of work. The second of which is about intercultural competence. By learning about an entirely different culture, about their challenges, about their history, it allows you to kind of think through the lens of them. And it's especially important in this day and age as we work in a global world, a world where, the folks on your team may be from a different country, may speak a different language at home. And it's so important for you to have that understanding of the nuances of different cultures to be able to interact with them that way. And it's especially relevant in my business, working at a software company where we have talent from across the world. And lastly, think about empathy. One of the most important things about the course was being able to understand and really think through, our shared humanity as people through the course. Rwanda went through, challenges I don't think anybody really should as a human, and be able to empathize with them, be able to understand their problems, and really to have that as part of who you are as a person. That, I think, makes this course something that is really, I cannot recommend it enough, to say the least. So best of luck as you explore the course.
Hi, my name is Rachel Goldstein, and I took Henri's Culture, Society, and Reconstruction course in Rwanda in 2014, and then again in 2015 as the teacher's assistant. While I was in Rwanda, I worked with Center Murambo organization, which is an organization that functions primarily for women and children, women and girls who have been sexually abused, and girls who have previously been living on the street. And the organization is run by a woman named Nicole, who is fearless and formidable. And while I was there, I got to work with her and with the team creating a sexual health education curriculum, which we then taught at high schools across Kigali. And so that was the primary thing that I was doing in Rwanda. But the trip was so much more than that. It's impossible to fit into a 2-minute long video, but my experience was transformative, to say the least. Just learning from Avery and getting to spend time with the team both in 2014 and 2015 taught me so much about myself and so much about experiential learning. When Avery asked me to be the teacher's assistant in 2015, he told me, I think, something along the lines of that he thought I was a quiet leader, and I think that was the first time someone had described me as a leader and not just quiet, and that was in itself something that really affected my life moving forward. It taught me to speak up and to think of myself as a leader, and I think that's really the magic of the course, is that no matter where you are at the beginning, Ari will find something in you that you maybe didn't see in yourself, and it's such a powerful thing, and the course itself is, like I said, transformative. And I think you can even see that it's been 6 years since I first was there, and of course I jumped at the opportunity to be able to share just a little bit about my experience, and I think that really shows the power and the success of this course, and just the power and success of experiential learning, because 6 years down the line, it still is something that affects me greatly. It's something that has changed my day-to-day life, and something that I look back on so fondly, and something that I still actually engage in. So yeah, that's my experience. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Justine Lewis, and I was an international student from Jamaica at Western, having studied business management and organizational studies. I went to Rwanda in the summer of 2015, and if I had to describe my experience in 2 words, it would probably be rewarding and inspiring. I learned a lot on the trip about Rwanda and about myself as well, and one of the biggest takeaways was the power of forgiveness. We spoke a lot in class about the grassroots approach that Rwanda took in the reconciliation period after the genocide. And having spoken to a lot of the Rwandans who were affected, having lost loved ones in the genocide, they all ended their stories saying that they forgave the perpetrators. And I think that not only spoke to their strength as a people and just their collective resilience, but truly that, animosity and lack of forgiveness really does hinder us as a society and any kind of growth that we can hope for, and not only between countries on a global scale, but in our personal relationships and amongst other individuals in society as well. I have a lot of memories in Rwanda. I find myself looking through pictures almost once a month, 5 years later. I really had an awesome group, and I crossed paths with some incredible people. And I would encourage anyone with the opportunity to go to Rwanda to take it without hesitation. There is a lot of work leading up, the fundraisers, the presentations, the papers, but truly I left every day at my placement with a really grateful, happy, full heart, and that feeling doesn't compare to anything else that I can describe.
Hi everyone, my name is Marion Simmons. I am from Barbados, and I was an international student at Western, where I studied global studies and a minor in French. I chose the Rwanda course because I thought it was a perfect blend between these 2 subjects, and I was also always intrigued by Rwanda, just given that the genocide had happened just so recently in our modern history, being just over 25 years ago. I described the course as a fantastic learning experience, firstly because you get to interact with the academic discourse on genocide, reconstruction, redevelopment and reconciliation, and secondly because to just go there and experience it firsthand is second to none. We also were very lucky to have Ari, who was just the perfect intermediary and who was able to explain the different cultural nuances because he was from the region. That in itself was very important. In Rwanda, I worked at Santa Marambo, and no one day was the same. We did varying things, from helping to teach the beneficiaries English, to planning an advocacy day, to creating sexual and reproductive health syllabuses, which we then taught at local high school, to also playing, singing, dancing, being greeted with hugs, smiles, lots of love. That was really nice. Rwanda is an experience I will never take back. It was so rewarding, eye-opening. It's almost difficult to describe, but I would say that my biggest lesson learned, or biggest takeaway, is no matter what hand you're dealt, resilience is key. It was amazing to see how Rwanda was dealt a bad hand, and through the resilience and the strength of their people, and being unafraid to take non-traditional approaches, how the country was able to succeed beyond any expectation.